You're getting some aerobic fitness in. Good. I need it.
You won't believe what just leaked from Indiana Fever's training camp. And no, this isn't your average practice footage. Guess what? A secret video just dropped online, and it's making waves in the basketball world. The Indiana Fever's camp wasn't just a workout. It was a battlefield of strategy, hard work, and intensity. And leading the charge? None other than Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's record-breaking phenom. This isn't the Clark you thought you knew. The leaked footage, which is now blowing up on X and beyond, shows a version of Caitlin that's evolved into something scary good. She's not just out to prove herself, she's on a mission to dominate, and let's just say the rest of the league should be very, very nervous. You've got to see this to believe it. Clark is absolutely shredded now, her form tighter, her focus sharper. She torched through full-court sprints and then, get this, casually drained 3 after 3 in a shooting gauntlet from every angle. Her shots? Laser precise. Her passes? No-look dimes that made teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell look like co-stars in a basketball ballet. And let's talk defense. She locked down invisible opponents like she was already in the WNBA Finals. This wasn't practice. This was a statement. But here's the kicker. This whole session was a psychological masterclass. Clark wasn't just grinding, she was leading. She barked out plays, lifted spirits, and demanded greatness with that fire-in-the-belly intensity you only see in legends. Insiders say she's been studying film for hours, meditating, meeting one-on-one with new head coach Stephanie White, and obsessing over every detail. This isn't just physical. This is mental warfare. And Clark's playing chess while the rest of the league's stuck in checkers. And speaking of Coach White, you won't believe her reaction. When she first saw Clark in action, she was floored. At a recent Purdue lecture, White compared Clark's drive to none other than Tamika Catchings, calling her a sponge for coaching, soaking up tweaks to her footwork, defense, and playmaking like she's preparing for a takeover. After seeing the leaked footage, White's awe only grew, because what she saw wasn't just potential, it was transcendence. Fans are buzzing. The Fever aren't just aiming for a playoff spot, they're looking to steamroll their way to the WNBA Finals. And Caitlin Clark? She's no longer the hunted. She's the hunter. She's the storm. She's the leader of a wolf pack that's about to tear through the league. If you thought last season was wild, buckle up. Clark 2.0 has arrived, and she's not taking prisoners. You won't believe what had Stephanie White completely speechless. And mind you, this is a woman who's seen it all. Stephanie White, the Indiana basketball legend who once led the Fever to championship glory, both as a player and a coach, thought she had already witnessed the peak of greatness. But even with her rich legacy, nothing prepared her for the force of nature that is Caitlin Clark 2.0. Guess what? After years of watching the Fever spiral into mediocrity, missing the playoffs season after season, White was brought back to rebuild a fallen empire. And just when hope seemed like a distant dream, bam! Caitlin Clark enters the picture like a storyline out of a sports movie. The same Caitlin who led the Fever to their first playoff appearance in nearly a decade. The same Caitlin who's now bulkier, sharper, faster, and terrifying. When the leaked training camp footage surfaced, showing Clark tearing through drills like a woman possessed, White's jaw practically hit the floor. She wasn't just watching an elite player evolve, she was watching the rebirth of a dynasty. Clark's muscle-packed frame, lightning-fast decision-making, and ruthless mentality, yeah, even White was stunned. This wasn't just potential, this was a power shift. White, who's coached legends, played alongside giants, and lifted trophies, was left in awe. Not just by Clark's raw skill, but by the way she commands the court, setting the tone with every fiery pass and dagger three. White reportedly said Clark reminds her of Tamika Catchings. But now, she's going a step further. Clark isn't just channeling legends, she's becoming one. And it gets crazier. This isn't a solo act. Clark's surrounded by reinforcements, a squad carefully recruited by the front office to match her hunger. We're talking about Aaliyah Boston bullying defenders in the post, Kelsey Mitchell raining fire from deep, and a bench unit so relentless, they make second quarters look like fourth quarter crunch time. With Caitlin leading the charge like a battle-hardened general, the Fever aren't just aiming for playoffs, they're out to demolish anything in their path. Every screen, every switch, every possession screams revenge tour. So yeah, Stephanie White's eyes weren't just wide with pride, they were burning with belief. After years in the wilderness, the Fever have a superstar, a coach who's seen the promised land, and a roster ready to bulldoze their way back to the top. Mark it down, the Fever are back, and they're not here to play nice. They're here to run the WNBA over. Stephanie White is back where she belongs, on the sidelines for the Indiana Fever. But this time, she's not alone. She's armed with a game-changing rookie who's taking the league by storm, Caitlin Clark. And guess what? This pairing might just be the most dangerous coach-player duo the WNBA has seen in years. You won't believe this, but Stephanie White's journey has come full circle. She once led the Indiana Fever to WNBA Finals glory in 2015 as head coach. Yes, in her very first year in charge. Before that, she was a standout player for the very same franchise, a gritty guard with a high basketball IQ. That's right, she's been a WNBA champion, an NCAA champion with Purdue, a Big Ten Player of the Year, and later, a respected coach at Vanderbilt. But here's the shocker. The Fever, after all that promise, fell into a nearly decade-long slump. They missed the playoffs year after year. Fans drifted. The excitement faded. Until now. Now, Caitlin Clark has entered the building, and everything is changing. Clark isn't just a rookie. She's a force of nature. She shattered college basketball records, packed arenas across the country, and brought new fans into the women's game. Her vision? Unreal. Her shot? Deadly. Her confidence? Off the charts. And guess who's the perfect coach to guide her? You guessed it, Stephanie White. See, White and Clark are cut from the same cloth. They both play smart, hard, and with heart. Clark is a sponge, coachable, hungry, and always asking questions. And White, she's got the answers. From play design to leadership training, Stephanie is molding Caitlin into more than just a superstar. She's shaping her into a franchise cornerstone. Now imagine this. Caitlin Clark, all buffed up, leading the charge with a stacked roster behind her. The Fever didn't just draft Clark and call it a day. They built around her. They've added reinforcements, tightened up their system, and rallied the fan base. With Stephanie at the helm, they're not just planning to compete, they're preparing to demolish anyone who stands in their way. And get this, White isn't just calling plays. She's teaching Caitlin how to lead, how to own the spotlight, how to dominate with grace and grit. This is more than coaching. It's mentorship, and it's working. You can feel it in the air. The Indiana Fever are back. The playoffs? Within reach for the first time in nearly 10 years. The culture? Reborn. The WNBA? Watching closely. Because when you put a battle-tested leader and a generational talent together, you get sparks. This isn't just a team with potential. This is the dawn of a new empire. And guess what? It's only the beginning. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates. Stay tuned.